In this video, I will be listing all the available abilities in the game as of this version. Some are working and some are disabled. But no matter, as it will also give the devs an idea to bring back some of these cool abilities in the Recode release. In this video, I however won't be specifying values when it comes to damage and stamina points, because there are balance changes that are always changing those values from time to time. Now, we will list down all the dinosaurs with unique abilities since not all dinosaurs have an ability of their own, even being in different ecosystems. And I won't be counting jumping as an ability since most dinosaurs can jump when juvenile and lose that ability when they get to teen or to the adult stage. Some still can jump, but only a selected few dinosaurs such as Deinonychus, Jianchangosaurus, and other smaller ones. Now, let us start with the ability Care. Exclusive for Jianchangosaurus, where any nearby herbivores will get a well-being boost that makes their well-being drain 50% slower, making Jianchangosaurus an effective support dino. Next is Foul Smell. Still exclusive to Jianchangosaurus, where carnivores near you, while you have this smell, will be subject to the same nauseating effects herbivores get from the anti-corpse guard. This smell can be gained through resting under a ginkgo tree and pressing T to roll, and have this foul smell. But so far, I think this ability is disabled, but would have been a great ability for trolling carnivores as a Jiang. Mimic. An ability exclusive to Citipati, where if you have recently heard a roar nearby, you can press your middle mouse button to copy that roar, activating it with the same key after. How I wish we can copy and store more than one roar, maybe and hopefully in the Recode. Thief. Exclusive for Citipati, where you can steal eggs from nests with eggs. I tried this before, and you can't really even eat the eggs, but rather just annoy the dinosaurs nesting by wasting those food. But Citipati can steal those eggs, and maybe a very good quality of life update can make this ability much more intimidating and useful. Burrowing. Protoceratops, Celidosaurus, Tyrannosaurus has this ability, and also Centicephalae, where it can dig under the terrain. Access when pressing the B key or the shovel button for mobile. In my opinion, such an underrated ability, since this can be used to make deep pits where bigger dinosaurs can be trapped. This would be great for trolling as well. And all the made burrows will last all over the lifespan of the server that you're on. Thick Coat. This is where Bapiosaurus received 50% less damage from any scratch subtype attacks from other dinosaurs. Did you know that during Bapi's release on the Rise and Fall update, it had a bear trap ability with its claws, which was too overpowered so the devs had to remove it. Claw Wellbeing. This is kind of a passive ability, I guess, exclusive to Therizinosaurus, where if this well-being stat is at 100%, you deal bonus damage and bleed. And also, you get to gain nutrition and food much better with this stat at 100%. In my opinion, most of the dinosaurs should have this, ranging from any claw attacks from theropod dinosaurs, Stegosaurids' tail, and even from the sharp horns of ceratopsians, which would be a good QOL update in the near future. Thorns. This allows the Centurus and Kentrosaurus to deal auto-bleed damage to attackers that bite or walk around past near parts of their body where the spikes reside. Kind of like the blade mail in Dota 2. However, when testing this in the roleplay and in the survival servers, there seems to be no effect to the attackers. I hope they add this soon. Charge ability. Pachyrhinosaurus and Pachycephalosaurus have this ability, where, when you press your middle mouse button, your dinosaur gets a speed and attack boost until your stamina runs out. This ability is available when they are at least subadult in growth stage. A downside to this ability is that the more you use it, the faster your stamina drains, which can leave you defenseless at times since stamina is vital for your abilities and attacking as well, especially for herbivores. The Rally ability. Jianchangosaurus and Guanlongs have this. It is activated when broadcasting within a pack in a nearby area. Each pack member gets a boost for a certain amount of time. The more members you have, the bigger the damage boost. And based on the PE Wiki, it is 15% damage boost for 30 seconds. Wet Wrath, exclusive to Spinosaurus and Dinosaurus, where they get an extra damage boost when coming into contact with water. That also includes when they have their feet submerged on water or whenever the weather rains. And your damage deals 20% less when out of contact with water. That's why Spinosaurus and Dinosaurus are classified as waters or waders. Wet Food, an ability exclusive to Dinosaurus which will allow it to passively obtain twice the amount of nutrition from any plant that is in direct contact with water. 0.5x nutrition from any plant that isn't in contact with water. More of a passive ability. Intimidation. Spinosaurus and Gigantoraptor has this ability, where it triggers when using the one call or the aggro roar. It affects anything that is smaller than these dinosaurs relative to their weight. The affected target will have a black and white grainy screen and will receive a 50% damage debuff and a 20% speed boost for a limited amount of time. Stamina Gamble. In my opinion, one of the worst abilities in the game. Exclusive for Bista Herbivore, where the lower your stamina is, the slower you are, which is more of a disability rather than an ability, to be honest, since only Bista Herbivore has it. And whenever dinosaurs have any low stamina, they don't get any slower, but Bista Herbivore does. Trumpeter, exclusive for Parasaurolophus, where it disorients its nearby targets if it aggro calls, and by disorient, it blurs the vision of the effective target for a limited amount of time. It didn't specify what the size of dinosaurs it affects, but a full-grown Tarbosaurus and Acrocanthosaurus can still be affected by it. Stomp. Diplodocus has this and can be used with the middle mouse button, where you get to stand on your two hind legs. The longer you use this ability, the more stamina it takes. You walk slowly and are much easier target. But this Stomp can one-shot even subadult Allosauruses. Seemingly the only sauropod that has this ability, but whenever every other sauropod can seemingly stand on its hind legs, as we see. Therefore, they are also capable of stomping. Maybe in the Recode, they will give the Stomp ability to each and every sauropod. 360 degrees. Exclusive for Stegosaurus, where it can attack in almost every other direction with its tail, regardless of where it is facing. I still don't know why they didn't give this to Ankylosaurus, Dacentrurus, and Kentrosaurus. In my opinion, they should have this ability as well, where it is super useful for Stegosaurids. The Kick ability. Camptosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Gigantoraptor, and Edmontosaurus have this ability, which can deal massive damage and even bone break. Accessible using the middle mouse button at a time, with a longer cooldown compared to their other abilities. Parry or Block. Exclusive for Iguanodon, where it can go to bipedal mode by pressing your middle mouse button. While being in bipedal mode, Iggy tends to travel faster, but it takes up stamina. When in bipedal mode, your right mouse button or your M2 will be a block that costs a lot of stamina for blocking incoming damage. Such a unique kit for a dinosaur, which I still wish most hadrosaurs have, having different sets of attacks between bipedal and quadrupedal mode, maybe in the Recode. Slippery. Amphiceratops and the crocodilomorphs in the game have this ability that counts Deinosuchus, Jianchangosaurus, and Machimosaurus, that is. When you exit out of the water, you get a speed boost. It is a great ability to use for ambushing and suspecting targets, or for a quick dash or escape. However, this ability doesn't trigger when it rains. What I have noticed as well is when running even on shallow water, you still get the speed boost, which can be great for chasing down targets or running away from your enemies. Bear Trap, an ability which you can use with your M2 or your right mouse button to charge up your bite attack with the cost of stamina. The longer you hold it, the bigger the damage. Of course, there would be a cooldown to make it not too OP than it already is. Sarcosuchus, Deinosuchus, Vistaherbisaur, Tarbosaurus, Tyrannosaurus rex, and Amphiceratops have this ability, usually accessible when reaching at the subadult growth stage. Infection. This ability has two types, the basic and the fever infection. Basic infection, which Torvosaurus has, is where you fill up your bacteria bar by eating rotten flesh. Biting into a target will give their screen a hazy effect and reverts their controls. But this can be easily avoided since you can always use your W key when moving and your mouse to change directions when walking. Fever infection, however, which Pterodontosaurus, Acrocanthosaurus, Saurophaganax, and maybe Carcharodontosaurus will have, by filling up your bacteria bar by eating rotten flesh as well, you are now able to inflict fever to your target sauropods. Pterodontosaurus to Acanthocodia, Acrocanthosaurus to Sauroposeidon, Saurophaganax to Apatosaurus and Brachiosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus and Gigantosauros to Dreadnoughtus and Argentinosaurus, and maybe Saltosaurus. Fever is dangerous for sauropods since it can increase their body temperature quickly, causing them to overheat, leading to faster water and food drain, and greater damage when it comes to bleed. That's why when hunting sauropods, as these Carcharodontosaurids and this Pterodontosaurus, you must always have your bacteria bar filled up for a more effective hunt. I might have missed a few abilities and features, so if I did, feel free to share it on the comments. And of course, these abilities are bound to change, since the prior Extinction Recode is fast approaching. Recently, it was confirmed that live grabbing will be functional on the game's Recode release, so now crocodilomorphs in the game will be much more dangerous to encounter. There will also be new abilities such as pouncing, pinning, grappling, live grabbing as I said, climbing, gliding, flying, and the ambush ability, and more. That's it for now. Until next time.